Hello friends, my name is Ryan. I'm going to tell you a story named The Smiling Man Who Follows You in the Dark, which is a very amazing story full of twists. So, let's start. Late night walks should be peaceful, but when you cross paths with a smiling stranger, the nightmare begins. His grin never fades, and neither does his presence. What does this man want, and why can't you escape his cold, unblinking stare? It was past midnight when Daniel stepped out of the cafe. The city streets were unusually quiet, a silence that made his footsteps echo louder than usual. The streetlights flickered, casting elongated shadows that danced ominously across the pavement. He pulled his coat tighter around himself, the sudden chill gnawing at his skin. As he walked, he noticed something strange, a man standing on the opposite side of the road, just beyond the reach of the streetlights. The figure was motionless, almost blending into the shadows, except for one detail. He was smiling. A wide, unnatural grin stretched across his face, his teeth gleaming eerily in the dim light. Daniel's stomach twisted. The man wasn't just smiling, he was staring straight at him. A shiver ran down Daniel's spine. He quickened his pace, forcing himself to ignore the unsettling figure. A few blocks later, he glanced over his shoulder. The man was still there, walking now, keeping the exact same distance. His grin remained unbroken, as if carved into his face. Daniel's heart pounded harder. Trying to shake off the fear gripping him, Daniel turned onto a side street, hoping to lose the stranger. But as he emerged onto another road, his breath caught in his throat. There he was. The smiling man. Standing still, right ahead of him. Daniel's chest tightened. He turned back, but the street behind him was empty. How had he gotten here so fast? Sweat trickled down his forehead as he forced himself to move forward, pretending he hadn't noticed. Step by step, he walked past the man. The grin never wavered. The man's eyes never blinked. Daniel held his breath, his every nerve on edge, until he had put several yards between them. Then, against his better judgment, he glanced back. The man was now closer. Much closer. Daniel broke into a run. The streets blurred past him, his breath ragged, his muscles burning. He didn't stop, didn't dare look back, until he reached his apartment building. Fumbling with his keys, he shoved open the door and slammed it shut behind him, his chest rising and falling in uneven gasps. Silence. Minutes passed. Then an hour. Slowly, his breathing calmed. Maybe it was all in his head. Maybe the man wasn't real. He sighed and turned toward his bedroom. But as he reached for the light switch, he froze. A figure stood in the corner of the room. The grin was still there. Wider now. Daniel screamed, but no sound came out. If you like this story and want to hear more terrifying tales like this, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Until next time, stay safe, and beware of the smiling man in the dark.